Welcome back to Conversations in English. So, today's topic, this is the number one myth that inspired me to come on camera and talk to anybody at all. And uh, I just had a drum roll in my head, but I can't do it out loud. It's the belief that adults either can't learn a language or that it is somehow brain wise harder for adults to learn a language. Okay, so I'll just repeat that. It's either that this is what I hear. This is what I hear from many, many adults who are speaking to me in the language as they're trying to tell me that they can't learn the language because they're an adult. Just sit with that for a moment. What I'm saying is, don't worry about it. We'll come back to that. So students will say to me, it's really hard for adults to learn a language. Now, I'm not denying that, but I am disagreeing with what people think is behind the difficulty. And often what people are saying is there's something about the adult brain that doesn't function as well as a child's brain. That's really what many of the adults are saying when they say this to me. And I know this because we'll talk a little bit longer and deeper, and they'll just talk about how it's, children's brains are malleable and these things that we've grown up hearing, right? So this is what I want you to consider. And I'm not going to go into like the way that the brain learns and that sort of detail in this conversation. If you are interested in having a deeper conversation about how the brain learns and how the adult brain learns, let me know in the comments and we'll see about pulling some things together for that conversation. For this conversation, I just want to have you look at your adult life from a different perspective that might help you understand why it feels difficult to learn something, anything, to learn something with any true and genuine degree of skill. That means that we have to commit, we have to show up, we have to inconvenience ourselves. So when we would rather be sleeping, we get into a classroom. We open the grammar books if that's what we're using to study. We read an article, we listen to a podcast in another language when really we would just like to stay in our own language because it's easier and our brains are tired. I understand. So, and all of that I just listed are reasons why it feels harder as adults, okay? So think about this. As adults, you have a job, you have children, parents, or friends that you're taking care of. Those of you who have responsibilities at work that are upper level responsibilities also have the pressure and stress of not failing all of the other colleagues who are relying on you. There are volunteer commitments. There's commitments to your health, like you need to eat, so you have to spend time cooking or going to get your food. You might have to take your children to all of their commitments. There might be other things that you would like to do with your life. You might have other hobbies, other interests, and learning a language takes a tremendous amount of energy. So what I want everyone to consider is that while there may be functional neurological things going on with our adult brain that create challenges that we don't have to deal with as children, it's not that being an adult means that we can't learn a language. It's that being an adult means that we have a lot on our plate. And learning a language, truly learning a language that you can speak comfortably, requires much more energy, attention, and focus than it does when we're children. And the only things we have to focus on are getting through school, being good to our friends, things that children focus on. Children are not holding up the whole world of the people around them. So their brains have more room to learn. They're supposed to be learning a lot as children, but we are supposed to keep learning as adults. And that is that part right there that I said, we are supposed to keep learning. We are supposed to continue learning as adults. That's really what I want you to take away from today's video. If you don't apply that to your language practice, that's completely fine. But our brains, and the research is out there to show this, our brains continue to learn and adapt until the end, until we are no longer in this life. Like it's the brain is capable of new thoughts, new ideas, and new skills, regardless of what age we are. So I will probably talk about this idea more. If you are an adult watching this video, and you must be because it's too boring for children, then you are entirely capable of learning a language. And you probably are learning English or practicing English or brushing up on your English skills if you are watching this. So if you would do yourself a favor and come out of the practice or the habit, come out of the habit of saying, this is hard because I'm an adult, as though it's your brain. It's hard because you are an adult and you have a lot of other responsibilities and your energy is going to a lot of other different things. And you have to make decisions. You have to pull some of your energy back and apply it to your English practice. It's just like going to the gym. I say this to my students and clients all the time. It's just like going to the gym. Some of us don't like going to the gym. It's such a drag, it takes a lot of energy to get dressed and drive or walk or run or whatever we're going to do, to go do the exercise and stay focused on it and train. It's the same thing with language. We are training ourselves. We're training ourselves to communicate in a different way with a different language. And that takes a lot of effort. And you are entirely capable of exerting that effort, of putting that effort to your goal of being able to communicate in English. So that's my soapbox. I'm going to climb down off my soapbox now and sign off. Thank you again. Thank you again so much for being here and spending time. And thanks for letting us have a conversation about what it is to be a student of English. I am still a student of my language. I tell this to the people that I work with all the time as well. I learn new words all the time, new English words all the time. We don't have to stop learning. So I'm going to stop. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you, and I will see you in the next episode.